Hey, welcome back. Welcome in, everybody. It is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot and Astro Insights, and we are going to talk about the energies coming in for the week ahead for the Twin Flame Collective. So hello to all of my faithful subscribers and welcome in any new subscribers. Before we get started, please feel free to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. It just helps the channel to grow. If you like, comment on, and share the videos, I would be super thankful. But let's talk about these important energies playing out this week as we close out 2024 and step into a brand new year. And so on Monday, we've got the new moon in Capricorn. On Tuesday, we've got Mercury trine Chiron. Wednesday, on New Year's Day, we're going to have Mercury in a sextile to Lilith. On the 2nd of January, Venus is entering into Pisces, and we are also going to have Mars in a trine to the North Node that day. On Friday, we've got an opposition between Mars and Pluto. On Saturday, the Sun sextile Saturn, and then we close off the week with a bang with Pluto sextile the North Node. So what does this mean for the twins? It means we are closing out something huge. We just had Chiron station direct yesterday. Today we've got the new moon, and so this is the ultimate week to manifest, I feel. And so this Capricorn new moon, it's a unique blending of all of these energies, I feel, as we kind of end the year. It's kind of bridging the old timeline into the new timeline, and so it is a cause for celebration. I was shown the Hermit with the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is all about celebrating. It's all about gratitude, but it's also a time of focus and setting those intentions. And so what is it that you want to manifest? Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. So pay attention to the Capricorn house in your birth chart and where this new moon is going to be sitting at, because that's the house that you need to plant those seeds in when it comes to finding your drive and your determination to gain momentum, to initiate something new, whether it's a new project, a new relationship. This is all about planting the seeds, setting those intentions, and going after your desires, because you've got Saturn backing you up with this new moon. And so this new moon is full of grounded energy, practical energy. And so any plans, ideas, or seeds that you plant this new moon are going to be deeply rooted in reality. I was looking at the year ahead, and we've got some big energies playing out next year. I'm hoping to have a video out New Year's Day talking about the astrology of 2025 and what this means for all of us. But right now, we got to find the drive to bring our desires into life, but it takes consistency and it takes dedicated action. And so the Hermit and the Three of Cups was kind of telling me a story of discovery, right? The Hermit is all about discovery, introspection, and the Hermit's journey usually paves the road for celebrating our achievements down the road with those around us with the Three of Cups. And so I was also shown this major shift in consciousness taking place connected to this new moon. And so this is all kind of happening right now as we enter into this very intense period of growth. Okay, this is freaking me out. I noticed when I looked up 111. The second time I looked up, I noticed 222. And then I just noticed 333. So the signs, the synchronicities are loud. I can't even deny that. But I feel this intense period of growth is asking us to surrender. It's asking us to surrender the old cycle to step into the new. And so what old patterns still need to be released in order to embrace this new cycle? On Tuesday, with Mercury and Chiron in a trine together, both of these energies are direct now. I felt a major purge within the sacral chakra. I was shown the Magician with the Eight of Cups and the Justice card with the Temperance in my third eye, channeling this energy. And so we kind of have an opportunity right now to bring a deepening of this connection forward if we can open up the lines and the channels of communication. And so right now I feel we're learning to transform all of these wounds into wisdom, into liquid gold. And so the goal with this transit is to kind of reflect on the personal growth that you've gone through with both Chiron retrograde and Mercury retrograde, because this is all about inspiring healing, whether it's through communication, written communication, spoken word, putting a video out there. This really is a powerful portal of energy connected to healing, gaining insights, perhaps coming to a new understanding, and huge possibilities for reconciliation. But we first need to have that clarity, and we do have to bring forgiveness into our self-awareness. And so exposure. Exposure was a big word that came through channeling this transit. And so I do feel there's exposure within the collective when it comes to the false contracts of people leading a double life. I feel the divine masculine at this point in time really has created a very positive image of his life externally and of himself on social media and in the public eye, while secretly living a double life of falsity and deceit. And so this really is a time, I feel, of the spiritual fall for a lot of the divine masculine within the collective. And I think their courage is being tested. I do feel a lot of the divine masculines are needing to learn independence, and they're going to have to learn to refrain from self-pity. A lot of the divine masculines will go into this pity party and this, oh, poor, pitiful me routine to kind of go towards whatever will be a mask for them to avoid the transformation process, to avoid the self-reflection process. And so I do feel right now there's like an equalizing going on in the energies this week connected to the karmic debt of the divine masculine collective. And I do want to mention it is always, always darkest before the dawn. And so I do feel truth and reason will prevail. It always does. And we are here to use our light to warm others. We're here to create with our light, and we're here to urge growth and new life forms with our light. We are not here to burn and scorch people and to deceive people. And so we kind of all have to go through that spiritual fall to kind of step back into the light. And so I do feel, though, this energy is bringing forward the promise of liberation. And I do feel the future kind of looks a little bit uncertain for the twin flames right now. But I feel there's going to be a big loss for a lot of the divine masculines when it comes to their personal possessions and what they've been holding on to when it comes to not surrendering to the call and the higher journey. And so I think today there's a very powerful message coming through for the divine masculines, where the time really has come for them to take charge of their life, to take action towards letting go of something, whether it's an addiction, a job, a codependency of some sort, or someone who is just no longer serving them in their path. With the Magician and the Eight of Cups coming through, this is a clear indication that they are ready to move on. They are ready to move on and create that new path. They are being called to say goodbye to that karmic situation, whether it's a person, a drug addiction, a job, whether they're still living in their mother's basement, I don't know. But I feel they're releasing that old state of mind when it comes to patterns and whatever it is that has been holding them back. And so I think the big thing that holds them back is fear of taking that leap of faith and trusting that there is going to be something so much better on the other side waiting for them. So right now, I feel the masculine really is struggling with the power of the mind, the lower mind, in a battle with the higher mind. And we are here to create the world that we truly want to see. And so the message for me, for the divine masculine collective, was very loud and very clear. It's time to let go of the old. It's time to create our own reality. And you can apply this to your own inner divine masculine, divine feminine. We have both of these energies inside of us. But with the justice and the temperance energy coming through, we've got to trust that justice and fairness will be achieved. But we first have to maintain balance and moderation in our personal lives. And so there are two very powerful archetypal energies here reminding us of the importance of finding that middle ground and walking the middle path. And so we kind of have to find the middle path between the extremes of overindulging and seeking fairness. And we have to bring that into balance in all aspects and areas of our life. And so we've got to strive to maintain a sense of equilibrium. We've got to reach that 0 point, right? With our thoughts and our actions and our relationships. And so how can you approach any challenges this week with a little bit of grace, a little bit of poise, and a little bit of integrity? Actually, a lot of integrity. On New Year's Day, Happy New Year's, everybody. We will have Mercury in a sextile to Lilith, the shadowy element of the feminine archetype. Once again, a very prominent ping of energy in the sacral chakra, channeling this. And so divine feminine, I think this is a very clear message for you that came through. We now have an opportunity, I feel, with Mercury and Lilith to authenticate our ideas, to really start to begin to influence others with our words. But first we kind of got to be willing to accept it, right? We got to be willing to accept our channeling capabilities. We've got to be willing to accept our shadowy, edgy nature and our freedom of expression. And so how can you use these transits this week, Divine Feminine, to reclaim everything that's been repressed inside of yourself and foster that deeper connection with your shadow self, with your innate power, and step more into independence this week? Because I feel it's crucial for the Divine Feminine to reflect on your beliefs, on your ideas, and ensure that your message does come through clearly so it can be well received. So embrace this freedom. I feel a lot of the feminines, 1122, are embracing freedom when it comes to fully expressing yourself. Divine feminine power was very loud with Mercury sextile Lilith. I was also shown the underlying energy of the Judgment with the King of Cups. And so this is a big wake-up call for the Divine Masculine to take action. There's a deep inner calling, I feel, a deep inner niggling for the masculine to create his own emotional balance. The Judgment card is always a wake-up call. It is a process of awakening. And so how can we approach all of these energies this week with a little bit of emotional intelligence and spiritual awareness? And so the Divine Masculine is being called to step into living an authentic life, but he can't do that and fully embrace his purpose with all of these masks. And so I was also shown the Death card to the Six of Cups. And so there is going to be some type of an emotionally charged ending, I feel, around New Year's Day. And this truly is the beginning of the transition. And so there was a very intriguing blend of nostalgia and transformation coming through. And then it took me straight to the Temperance with the Four of Swords in my third eye. And so healing, restoration, self-control, and inner peace. There is both a need for rest and action. So on Thursday, with Venus entering into Pisces and Mars trying the North Node, we are entering a period of time of deep romance, compassion, spiritual attunement, and spiritual atonement is what I heard. Atonement in relationships. Venus is exiled in the sign of Pisces. Romanticism is liberated, and I feel this is where the Divine Feminine steps into that elevated ranking, into her true power and into her true spiritual character and role. And so this really is a time, Divine Feminine, of trusting your intuition and possibly even facing some type of unforeseen issue or problem. Whenever we transit from one sign to another in transition, we close out Venus at that 29th degree, and then we go into Venus at that 0 degree. And so you might find yourself at an impasse, or maybe in a state of confusion about the future or direction when it comes to romance. Pisces creates blurred lines with Venus and Pisces. It can be very blurry. It can be very confusing. It can be very easy to get manipulated. Pisces can be a little bit naive at times. It can bring in this huge ball of delusion and confusion with Venus and Pisces. And so you might find yourself at a crossroads this week. You might find yourself at a very passive stance where feelings can blur lines, feelings can become very insecure. So whatever is triggering you or whatever is tugging at your heartstrings this week, tug that rope back. Tug it back. Do what your intuition is telling you, not what other people are telling you what to do. With Mars trying the North Node, this is like instant manifestation. This is the energy of act now, think later. There is a clear sense of mission, I feel, being activated for the divine masculine collective. I was shown the Magician with the Knight of Wands. This is all about taking immediate action, taking action to head into uncharted territories, taking action to fulfill your purpose, facing the karmic lesson, facing the karmic consequences, and overcoming them blocks. So the divine masculine, I feel, is likely learning a very karmic life lesson once and for all. And then we're going into Mars opposite Pluto on Friday. And this is not going to be an easy energy to deal with. But I was shown the energy of the Empress and the Justice card. And so divine justice is yours. Divine feminine, there's huge potential for power struggles, though, in the energies this week leading into Friday. We got to remember these energies are building, building, building. And the huge blow up is going to be on Friday in that oppositional 0 point energy. And so we're in this cycle of death, rebirth, where there's going to be power and control issues. There's going to be challenges that we're going to need to face. We're going to have resistance, and we're going to embrace major changes. And so this really is the birthing of the age of Aquarius. And so we're kind of in that final push. If you've ever birthed a child, you'll know we're in that final push. And so it's much like the climax of the birthing process. And so this has been a very long, painful birth. And we are also going to have this Mars opposite Pluto energy when Mars stations direct in the spring. And so we are in for a very long, painful birthing process with this oppositional aspect. And all good things come with a little bit of pain, right? No great things come easily. It takes a lot of effort. And so the universe is kind of asking us to embrace this birthing process. So they wanted me to ask you, are you ready for this? Are you truly ready for the birthing of these twin flame unions? Ask yourself, are you ready? Because we are kind of in the home stretch. We got to leave behind everything old, everything stuck, everything stagnant, everything heavy. And so we're kind of shifting our awareness towards new spiritual growth. So we're kind of at a pivotal moment this week, right? It's time to weigh the consequences of our actions. It's time to act with integrity. And it's time to bring all of this into our self-awareness. And so how can you take the plunge, divine masculine and divine feminine? Because we are learning to transform fear into courage. And we've got to release this victim mentality. The divine masculine collective really needs to stop playing it small. And that's really what they've been doing. And so with the sun sextile Saturn, this is a huge initiation energy when it comes to entering this restorative period. And this transformation is going to require patience, right? The sun sextile Saturn, we've got all kinds of karmic energy coming through, which requires patience, perseverance, and strong will. So I do feel this really is a week of getting practical, getting grounded, correcting past mistakes or past paths that shouldn't have been taken, and course correcting. And this is a huge potential for reunions, reliability, and commitment to come through. And so there's a powerful fusion of energies taking place this week. It's kind of time to find that balance and that contentment in our emotional and our spiritual lives, with or without a 3D union. And so I think this week is a huge reminder that a harmonious life does require a whole lot of patience. It requires a whole lot of self-control and compromise, but the rewards are going to be well worth it. So let's talk about the Pluto sextile North Node taking place on Sunday, because this really was the Magician with the Death card energy. It was the Fool with the Six of Wands coming through, and the Judgment and the Hierophant. And so we are going into a very powerful astrological transit. This is huge. This will affect us all very profoundly, personally and collectively. And so this is going to trigger some deep, profound changes in our lives. And so they're not going to be superficial changes, not at all. They're going to be deeply rooted changes, and we're not going to be able to go back. And so these changes are going to be long lasting. It's going to lead us to personal growth and personal evolution. And so be mindful of these energies this week because they can influence your path and destiny greatly. There could be newfound realizations coming through. There could be a new awakening or a deeper layer of awakening when it comes to your truest potential. There's going to be increased self-awareness this week. There's going to be deep emotional healing taking place this week. And there's going to be a transformation when it comes to your life's direction for both of the counterparts. And so this is all about a major rebirth process, stepping into our power, right? Because Pluto is asking us to step into our power, to embrace these changes, and trust that they're going to lead us towards something really great. And so this is a week of big changes. Things are ending without a doubt. Transitions are happening. And the energy is kind of bringing forward a fresh start. But you need to take initiative. That is the message. So we're going to go deeper with the cards. I'm going to find a pen here and we're going to timestamp it. So we're going to go a little bit further with the tarot and oracle cards. And I want you to remember, guys, tarot and oracle messages. It's all about guidance and self-empowerment. Take what resonates, leave behind the rest. I'm just kind of here to help nudge you in the right direction. And don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the messenger. I just read the messages. And so take this reading as an opportunity to step into your power. These are all potential energies and they're all going to affect us differently depending on how these aspects are playing out within our own personal birth chart. If you'd like to understand how these will affect you a little bit deeper, do feel free though to check out my webpage. You can book in a transit chart reading and we can pinpoint exactly how these energies are going to be affecting you for the week ahead. But let's get into it with the cards, and we are going to start off by using the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck. Oh my God. Twin Soul on the cut and Spirit Guides and Angels. So this is a week of connection. This is a week of connecting with your spirit guides, with the archangels and the ancestors. They are guiding the twins together. And so the twins are here to strip away the old outdated beliefs. It's a very complex connection. If you're a true twin soul or twin flame, you know how very painful this stripping away of the old beliefs can be. But ultimately, the goal of twin soul, twin flame, 2211 now, is to bring this high vibration love into the world. When the twins come into union, their energy, their presence together, united, is so profound because the twins are rooted in unconditional love. So don't let that mental clutter block your blessings. Be mindful of overthinking. Be mindful of all of that monkey mind in the head, because that headspace, when it gets clouded and muddled, that clarity won't come through. So let's see what needs to come through for the twins. We're going to dig into the Divine Masculine Collective first. What are the messages for the masculine? Look at that. We got reconciliation. The Divine Masculine Collective is going through a massive heart awakening. So interesting, because I woke up several days in a row, almost like this feeling like I just wanted to cry, and it wasn't my energy. I didn't know why. I had nothing to cry about, but I do feel that was in connection to the counterpart having a heart opening. And so for the Divine Masculine side, we get reconciliation. We get that heart opening energy. We got spiritual places and spend time in nature. And so I feel the masculine is kind of being put in a timeout. The masculine is being put in a timeout, needing to retreat and to reconnect with spirit, to reconnect with the earth, and to experience this spiritual rejuvenation of the mind, the body, and the soul. And so this heart awakening can be very painstakingly beautiful, right? Because to open up the heart is to open up the gateway of grief. There's a purging, there's a cleansing process going on, I feel, with a lot of the Divine Masculines in the collective, so they can fill their heart with love, so they can fill their heart with forgiveness and compassion, which is the energy of Christ consciousness. And so there is a reunion on the horizon, but right now the masculine is learning to be present in this heart opening. I think they're coming to a conclusion of the vital role that the Divine feminine plays with their greater purpose, and they're coming into a realization of that situationship and the karmic dynamic between them and that karmic involvement. And so they're learning to nurture themselves, nourish themselves in the most healthy way possible. And I do feel there's a lot of protection surrounding the divine masculine this week. So what needs to come through for the divine feminine with the spiritual journey oracle cards? New outlook. You're gaining a new outlook towards the counterpart is what I'm feeling, because that new outlook flew right over to the divine masculine. And so don't overthink things this week. Don't fall back into those patterns of overanalyzing things. Get into the flow, because you are a teacher. You are coming into this new outlook. And so sometimes we can't see things clearly, right? Especially if we've got all of this mental clutter, right? Divine feminine. And so I think you're seeing things clearly for exactly what they are. And so when we kind of take a step back and we gain that new perspective to see something a little bit differently, we can also embrace the energy of forgiveness. And so ultimately the twins are teachers and healers for one another. We help each other evolve. We help each other grow. We help each other learn lessons. And the masculine, that when they choose the karmic cycle, they also are learning valuable lessons in that relationship cycle that we cannot teach them. We are here to teach them unconditional love. And that karmic cycle is here to teach them unhealthy relationship cycles and stuff connected to the karmic energy that we're here to clear. And so I just feel the divine feminine energy is coming to this conclusion of the lesson and recognizing the beautiful gift that this whole journey has brought forward for her human experience, which really is the awakening. And I really got to look back and think, geez, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for what happened years ago during this awakening process. So bottom of the deck, we get intuition, divine feminine, and practice positivity. And so be mindful of any negative self-talk this week or limiting behaviors or mental clutter, because that's probably your biggest block when it comes to feeling energetically depleted. So just trust your intuition this week, because I think spirit is really connecting with you, divine feminine, and they're guiding you towards this new cycle. So trust in your psychic abilities, because I do feel you are seeing things very clearly this week. Let's get a few more oracle messages with the Heart's Hidden Secret deck, and let's see what else needs to come through. Look at that, peace versus exhaustion. So this is where I'm at. I'm feeling this overwhelming sense of peace, gratitude, harmony, balance. I know I've got some wonderful soul sisters and friendships that have come along my path, and I'm excited to deepen those friendships in 2025. And then I think on the flip side, we've got this energy of exhaustion, which could be connected to the long journey that the divine masculine has been on. So let's see the energies connected to the divine masculine collective first. Twin flames come through again. So there's a lot of mirrored reflection going on here for the divine masculine. I do feel they are understanding that there is the shared feelings between the both of you. And so I think they're having a hard time, though, working through the bitterness. They're likely feeling a little bit abandoned. They could be anger. There could be anger that the masculine needs to work through when it comes to maybe some hurtful words that you potentially could have said to them, divine feminine. But I think they're feeling the coldness of you walking away. And it's triggering this abandonment wound for them this week. And they have been distracted, right? They've been distracted and sidetracked with all of these delays and changes. And they are fantasizing, daydreaming, and imagining being with you. But I do feel a huge energy of twin flame recognition. And then there's the planting of the seed. So I do think they are watching you grow. They're watching you being self-focused. They're watching you find your purpose. They're watching you flourish. And it is triggering a little bit of anger, a little bit of resentment. And so they've got to work through those negative emotions before they can come back. But they are thinking about you. They are missing you. They are craving you. And they are also lusting after you. So they've got to work through their non-committal energies and this deep sexual drive to be with you before they can come forward, because right now they're kind of still bluffing, pretending and wearing a mask, and that mask is going to have to fall. So messages for Divine Feminine. Distance. So I do feel you are kind of in this energy of space. You've created the space. You have kind of, I feel, accepted the separation, and that is the biggest step in removing the blockages. Okay, and so this is also too this energy of, despite the separation, the space, and the blockages, you have stayed loyal to this connection and to this path, and you have believed all along in the reunion of these connections. But I just feel collectively we are at a breaking point, right? We are at a breaking point when it comes to the negative mindsets, feeling cursed. Is this a blessing? Is this a curse? But we are at that breaking point where the final straw is going to break the camel's back this week, and there's going to be conflict. There's going to be confusion. There's going to be obscurities. And the further the masculine runs, the harder this is going to be for them. And so I do feel there's a clash. There's a clashing of energies. And although the masculine is still running, he's holding on, obsessing, and spying. He looks at you as the most beautiful person that he has ever met. He looks at you as charming, graceful, and kind-hearted. And I think he's in the depths of this awareness of what he walked away from, what he ran away from, all because of a lustful connection. And I do feel the masculine's coming in hot pursuit to reestablish a foundation with you this week. He's tired of the shallow. He's tired of the hollow emptiness in his life. And he wants that commitment with his Divine Feminine this week. And so karma, cause and effect, is playing out this week. And we've waited a long time for this to come to completion. And so we are course correcting and healing these past mistakes. We're coming out of this distorted illusion, and we are gaining that truth and clarity in the energies this week. So let's see what the tarot has to say. What does the tarot have to say? There we got the Divine Masculine withholding communication, withholding that offer of love or that apology or that emotional cup. And so they are still in that King of Swords reversed energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And I think they've got to come out of this ghosting pattern. So there we got it. We got the King of Swords now, and below that the Devil with the Ace of Cups, and they are losing sleep. They are stressed. They don't know if they can get this back. It's like they are obsessed with a new beginning, in love with you, Divine Feminine. But the King of Swords is holding that sort of truth, which will cut through illusion. So what does the Divine Masculine have to say with the tarot? What do we got? We get the Justice in reversed, just flipped out, and something just flipped out sideways there, and I can't see what it is. Okay. The Justice in reversed with the Nine of Wands. And so there's that deep-seated core wound and the injustice of the separation. And so we got the separation loud and clear coming through on the Divine Masculine side, and feeling like he missed the opportunity to walk through the doorway. That's really what this is feeling like. And so something about that North Node and Pluto energy, it's bringing that final death energy forward for the masculine. He's got a choice to make between two lovers this week, is what it's feeling like. And we just got the Judgment card out. And so karma, consequences, and cause and effect, and paying off some karmic debt. And so the Divine Masculine has been very selfish, very materialistic. All he cared about was money. He didn't care about love. And so the Divine Masculine could be losing a lot this week. And I just feel Yeah, it's like he can feel the disconnection. And so there could be some anger connected to some words that were spoken. The Queen of Swords reverse, she don't hold back. She can be bitter. She can be angry. She can say a lot of nasty things. She can punch throat you with her tongue. And so if you recently have had words with your counterpart, it doesn't even have to be recent, those words cut through like a knife. And I also feel if you have withdrawn your energy and all communication, this is triggering the huge spiritual fall for the divine masculine this week. And they are right in the trenches. I heard Mariana's trench. Interesting. What needs to come through on the divine feminine side? Where's the feminine in comparison? So you have the 5 of coins reversed, the 7 of wands, the 8 of coins reversed, and the strength. So it has taken all of your strength to say, I don't think I want to invest in this anymore. I think you've come to this place of surrender. Something about Mars retrograde in Leo. You could be a Mars in Leo, but you're like, I'm all done looking back. I'm all done wasting my time. Maybe you've waited around 5, 7, 8 years, 6, 7, 8 years for this connection. Maybe you've been in separation for 6 years and you're finally at this point where like, no, I'm breaking these chains. I know my worth. I know my value. There's the teacher of the teacher's card. And you're like, no, I'm all done investing. There could also be a major career change coming through for the divine feminine. But this is like, I'm all done living a lie. I'm all done keeping myself stuck. I'm letting go of the fantasy, of the illusion, and I'm ready to start a new journey. And so maybe you're thinking about going back to school. Maybe you're thinking about embracing some new spiritual studies. But I feel the feminine is at this point where she just wants to create. There's this energy of creation, and you're like, I'm all done staying down bad. I am going to bring myself back to life. And you're all done looking back at the past when it comes to this betrayal. And so this is when things kind of flip its scale. And so the past is coming back around, though, and it needs to be alchemized. It needs to be equalized. And so there is going to be a new perspective coming through this week, I feel, for both of the counterparts. And there's going to be a major shift, too, going into January when the North Node changes into Pisces. So we're in for a wild ride here, guys. So let's get a twin flame oracle card message. Oh, look at that. Get grounded. Get grounded. You're going to want to get grounded because I do feel we are getting ready to embrace a lot of healing miracles this week. So what else do you got for us, Spirit, with my homemade twin flame oracle deck? Look at that. Just one card fell out. 2 cards fell out. And so there's that mirror self reacting to each other's energies. As you rise, the masculine falls, but there is a major twin flame soul merge going on this week. And so get ready, get grounded, because we are on the precipice of Eros Gamos union. And so we are in the process of some deep transformation, a metamorphosis, and we are clearing these past life lessons. And a lot of the karma that we are experiencing and these challenges are related to these old wounds. It is related to the past lives that we have shared and we have not attained spiritual union. And so meditate. Spend some time mastering your divine gifts, activating your soul mission this week, and trusting that the answers are coming. I didn't even notice this card on the table until right now because we are heading into an uplifting path. Divine feminine, your inner work is paying off. So pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities this week. Maybe it's time to get informed of the astrological and cosmic energies because they are pushing us. They are supporting us. And I do feel we are growing closer together, even if it feels like we are the furthest apart that we have ever been. So what are we going to close this off with? I think we're going to get a divine doorway message. Let's see what divine doorway the twins are walking through this week. What is the divine doorway that we are walking through this week? Begin here and the Odyssey. And so we are walking through the doorway of a brand new beginning. The moment is here. The moment is now, and all we have to do is begin. All we have to do is release the fear and walk through the doorway of this golden opportunity. And so we're entering into the land of Odyssey. So I find that very interesting. On the bottom of the deck, we do get the Three of Cups. And this Three of Cups is saying a celebration. Cheers. I want to say a job well done. Celebration is near. And so you might be receiving a love letter, a phone call, a text message. But we are shifting the focus towards building a new foundation and new goals. And so trust in the blessings of this twin flame journey, because this was all about healing the mind, the body, and the soul ultimately. And that is what I've got for the twin flame forecast for the week ahead. I hope you find this message well. Let me know what you think down below. Don't forget to go check out the webpage if you like to book in for a personal reading with me. There are several price scales and options. And don't forget to sign up for the membership, guys. I go live every Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time, where I pull into all 12 zodiacs. So if you want to know what's going on with your specific collective of zodiac, check out the monthly membership, because for less than a cup of coffee a month, you can become a channel member and you can join us over on the other side. I hope you have a great week ahead, everybody, and I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thanks.